Hello, welcome to West Ham Confidential on Revelator Health. So, this is the West Ham Chelsea post-match blurb. Look, I've come out onto the road. I'm going to show you where I'm at. Look at this sunset. I'm feeling happy. Yes, I'm feeling happy because I've got the sunset. I'm also feeling happy because the sun is finally shining on West Ham. That was a great performance we put out today. It wasn't entertaining, it wasn't exciting, but it was a well-earned point. And I think that's the way we've got to look at this game. It was a well-earned point against a very, very good team. You know, they haven't won the last 5 games for nothing. You know, they weren't sitting at the top of the table for nothing. And so, you know, they got great players all over the field. And I think we matched them, we contained them. You know, we were defensive, solid in defence for the most part. You know, centre of the midfield. You know, the trio in there again: Noble, Rice, Obiang. They did a great job as well. So you know, there was lots to be thankful for in there. Lots to be hopeful for in there as well. You know, hopeful for the future. I think. We do have issues though. You know, they're a fantastic team, don't get me wrong, but we were allowing them a lot of space in certain areas, you know, to come on to us. So that's why we're kind of having to be more defensive. But, you know, we were handling them quite well. Again, you got a big shout out to Fabianski, I think. You know, saved us once again. What is it with a lot of the goalkeepers these days? Who seem to be making crucial saves with their faces. I just don't know. Anyway, Zabaleta again, you know, he got skinned a couple of times, you know, Willian, you know, the pace wasn't there, but for the most part, he was solid, energetic. Balbuena and Diop, you know, the central defence, thought, you know, a great game. Yes, still some issues, but of course, but it's a growing partnership, and that's what we need. You know, centre of the park. Malenko, again, a great performance. He's really going to be kicking himself. And my head was in my hands. I'm sure yours was when he missed that header. But yeah, there are some issues. The issues with who we have instead of Arnautovic when he's not fit to play. It's, you know, it's clear as day, isn't it, that, you know, we are lacking that department. Hernandez is still ill, allegedly, with some kind of mystery virus, although he was seen in a restaurant this week. I don't know. You know, I don't know what the deal is with that. But Antonio just isn't up to it, really. Yeah, he had a couple of chances, you know, there. Some, you know, you could say he should have done a lot better, but, you know, he didn't. And he's still carrying a lot of weight, and everybody talks about this weight, but it's mobility and his charging down. That's what I think. He was static a lot of the time, I think. Then, you know, we've also got Lucas Perez who came on, substitute. Now, I've got a big thing about Lucas Perez because I think he should be doing a lot better. He should be running around a lot more. He should be charging down the defence a lot more when they're playing it out from the back. And he wasn't doing it. And I think, well, actually, you've come on in this, you know, the second half or whatever it was. You know, you kind of have to prove a point here. You have to prove yourself that you're, you know, worthy for the team, and, you know, to justify a starting position if you're ever going to get that chance. But he wasn't. He wasn't really. You know, he was kind of nowhere. You know, I think, well, actually, if I'm Pellegrini, I'd be looking at it and say, well, obviously you don't want to play that. You know, you're not that desperate to play. And I think that's what we need from some of these players. We need a desperation to play, a desperation to, you know, to want to do well and to want to impress the manager. So Antonio, quality-wise, I don't think was there. Lucas Perez, I don't think the effort was there. Anderson, you know, if you have to compare Anderson and Malenko, the two, you know, who are you going to favour? You know, who do you think has started better for West Ham? Well, it's Malenko, isn't it? Yes, there have been flashes of great stuff from Anderson, and yes, he does track back, you know, to help out Masuaku from time to time. But, you know, overall, he's just not. You know, he reminds me of, you know, a player who thinks he's too good for the league, he's too good for the team. You know, I don't know, it's hard to say. A little bit like João Mario, I suppose, in that when he came to West Ham last season on loan, he was weak. He looked weak on the ball, and, you know, Anderson gives me the same impression. He's a bit weak on the ball at times. You know, he doesn't do the right thing, and then all of a sudden he'll have a flash of brilliance, and you think, wow, okay, maybe he is great. and maybe that's doing a disservice to him, maybe that's doing a disservice to Jean-Marie as well, but that's my impression, all I'm saying. A couple of people have commented to me saying, he's not worth the 42 million, and I've got to say, I agree. I don't think he is worth that, but is anybody worth that these days? Is anybody worth anything in the Premier League? I certainly don't think so, but I just don't think he's right. He's not right on the left. He's not right for us in midfield right now, because we need strength and grit in the middle. We need to pack out that midfield and be really strong. And we just with him in there, I think that would weaken us and make us weak and make us vulnerable to whoever's coming on to us. Against a lesser team who are not doing very well, maybe shuffle things around a little bit. But right now we got Man United coming up. We got Brighton away, which is going to be a tough game. And we got Spurs as well. It's really tough games. So I think we need to keep this formation, which Pellegrini, you can see what's happening with Pellegrini in that he's trying to find which players will slot in and which will work in particular formations or under different pressure situations or game situations. You can see players linking in with each other, doing quite well. It's starting to go on. The cogs aren't completely greased yet, if you know what I mean. It is not it's not poetry in motion yet, but we're on the first verse. It's almost there. And I think if Arnautovic comes back, if you've got an able deputy for Arnautovic or somebody who can play alongside him and link up well with him, let's say like a Hernandez, for example, then you've got to be. You've got to be thinking, well, we could do quite well. Let's not take anything away from West Ham today. The way we played, we contained Chelsea. We played well. We had our chances. On another day, we could have put those away, and we probably rue the chances that we did have, because we could have come away with 3 points. However, I'm not complaining. I know I usually do. I'm not complaining. I think this is a well-earned point. This is 4 points we've got. Season's up and running as far as I'm concerned. So, good game to come in midweek, Macclesfield. I think, we've got to be looking at a win there, haven't we? And a comfortable win. I think it'd be good to see other players, slot in and show what they're made of. I think it'd be good for Lucas Perez to actually be up there. Let's not put an Arnautovic in there. Let's save him for Man United. Let's Lucas Perez actually prove himself a little bit to me. Anderson, do you know what? I'd give him a rest. I'd actually rest him. Masuaku, do you know what? I would take him out of that left back role. I'd put him in left midfield, and I'd put Cresswell in there. I want to see not because I favour so much Cresswell, but I want to see Masuaku in that left midfield role, which I think is his strongest position. Let's face it. That's what his position really is. But anyway, this is a good day to be a Hammers fan. It's a good day, to know that we had a terrible start to the season, but now we're kick-starting, and we're going to do quite well, I think, if we keep on playing like this. Keep on playing with the heart, the resilience, and sticking fouls. This is what I mean by a bit of grit and determination, which some of these like foreign players, let's say, or the players that come into the league are not used to it. We've got Noble out there who's not up there in terms of quality and talent. We know that. He hasn't got the legs that he used to. We know that. But every now and again he shows it. But I tell you what he does do. He'll put a tackle in and he'll put a foul in, whether intentionally or not, and, he'll save the day. So, that's what we need. We need to work harder, play smarter, and tactically play smarter as well. And I think, today we did it. We did it against a much better team, and we stopped them playing. Anyway, this has been West Ham Confidential. This has been the post-match blurb for West Ham versus Chelsea. 0-0 draw. Good result, 4 points on the board. Onwards to the next match. Up the Hammers.